1980s was a decade that saw a surge of popularity and accessibility for new machines and devices like home computers. Computers before the 1980s had been huge due to the thousands of electronic components used to build them. Having one of those in your home was an idea many found hard to believe. Then in the late 1970s, developments were made to use smaller designs and electronic components. This made having your own home computer in the 80s a reality. In an information technology revolution that followed the new availability of these computers, many people bought a computer of their own to be able to learn about this new technology. It offered an educational value as well, and many Americans were able to imagine what the technology of the future would become with a glimpse at these computers. Many computer companies also established themselves, and while not all of them succeeded, those that did are still making new devices today. Well-known companies like Apple and Microsoft were able to create computers that worked well and benefited society, and are continuing to do that with the new technology today.
I remember they were kind of slow. Like it took for a long time for them to turn on, boot up, and I don't remember doing a lot with them except like Word documents
Were
or
they
playing games.
as big as the ones today?
The monitors were typically very small, didn't have any graphics capability. It was kind of like almost black and white, and the computers were much bigger, and the monitors were smaller. Well, I know it's funny from the beginning. I know Apple. People loved the Apple because there was basically Apple was almost like a Windows-based design from the get-go, and like the IBM world was kind of more primitive in comparison to the Apple computers, where it wasn't as user-friendly. No, I know it took a while. I remember my freshman year of college, they still had a mainframe that you basically had to use key punch cards to do your homework and then hand them in and run the program. It was my sophomore year where they had the PC lab came, and then you were able to go to the lab and do your computer work, mostly programming and stuff, where you're typing your reports and stuff. It's funny, now it's like I can't remember not having a computer at my desk, because I have a laptop, and I work off that every day. Anytime I do work, I'm using it. And I remember like the first couple of jobs out of college, there was no computer on the desk. Like there were like one or two computers in the workplace to use.
Was there any way to do research with them yet, or was that?
No, like the internet still was nowhere near what it is today. Just the capability today, it's night and day. Like the computers are so much faster, they have so much more memory. I remember when they first came out, you had to store things. There wasn't much internal memory on a 5 1/4 inch floppy disk that you had to put in and save. And then after that, it went to a 2.5 inch smaller disk. And then it came to CD, and now you can get gigabytes of built-in memory. It's kind of crazy what's happened in the last 5-10 years.
The popular technology of the 1980s has since developed in leaps and bounds. Today, we can see drastic differences in the computers and laptops that we use every day. At the time, however, this technology still improved quickly. Along with home computers, portable laptops were also developed. Companies like Apple were able to continuously deliver innovative computers to the American public. In the next decade of the 1990s, the country would also see a huge addition to the world of computers in the form of the internet. Aside from computers, the 1990s also introduced the cell phone. While they were around in the 80s, they became more available in later years when more Americans could afford them. In today's modern society, the influence of this technology is seen every day. Whether at school, work, or home, people make constant use of their computers and laptops. Computers have come a long way since the 1980s, and they will definitely continue to evolve and improve for years to come.